My man, he love me. I am definitely in a healthy relationship with a black man.
Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about women in healthy relationship sharing their experiences with men. So there's something powerful about hearing real stories from real women who have built healthy, fulfilling relationships. In a world where we often hear about heartbreaks, ghosting, and betrayal, what does it actually look like when love is done right? So today we're going to dive into the experiences of women who have found peace, joy, and emotional security with their partners. Their stories are a mix of love, self discovery, and the lessons. So let's get into it.
My man, he love me. I am definitely in a healthy relationship with a black man. He has single handedly destroyed every thought I had about men. If I call him, he's answering. It's no such thing as a second ring. Last year, when I developed like some of the worst anxiety, he was there every step of the way. It doesn't matter if he was at work, it doesn't matter if he was with his family, he's running to me. And cheating, I got the phone codes, I got the codes to his iPad, I got the codes to his laptop, I got the codes to his desktop. He even pays the rent. The only thing he wants from me is to develop my company and to sit in my feminine energy, and I accept it. He's always willing to learn. He always is willing to communicate. And I'm just so grateful. And I want y'all to stop lying about these black men because there are good ones.
Girls some hope and tell y'all my testimony, okay? So my boyfriend and I met when we were in college, but we got into a committed relationship after we both graduated. After he graduated, he moved to Dallas for an amazing job offer, y'all. An amazing job offer that is like his dream job. But me on the other hand, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. So I'm still in Virginia at this time, working job after job, changing my career about 10 different times, trying to figure out what the heck is my passion. So y'all, one day I was on the phone with him getting ready for work, but I was also just venting to him about how unhappy I was, y'all. Like I was just like, babe, I need to change the speed. I need to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. I have so much more to offer to this world than to be working at this 9 to 5. Now I'm at work doing my everyday duties, and my manager tells me to come to the back because my husband is on the phone. I'm thinking in my head, Boogie, I don't have a husband. So I go to the back to answer the phone, and it's my man. So I pick up the phone. I'm like, babe, what's wrong? Like, I'm at work. So he's just like, do you want today to be your last day at work? Child, the man didn't have to repeat himself. He didn't have to say it louder because I was already with it, okay? The answer is yes. So he was like, so go ahead and clock out for me. This man got me a one-way ticket to Dallas, got movers at my daggone apartment shipping my stuff over to Dallas. Baby, the man wasn't playing. He paid the fee for me to break my lease. Like, he just had everything taken care of. I felt secure in making the move because, for one, I had a great savings account and I also have 2 degrees. So if all else fails, baby, I can do better by myself. So I'm all settled in now, and we just decided to have a sit down just to talk about our expectations of each other now that we live together. And he literally just told me, the only thing I expect from you is for you to find what your passion is in life. You don't gotta cook, you don't gotta contribute to anything financially, just figure out what you want out of life. So I told him, like, babe, I think I wanna take content creation serious. I might have told him that on a Monday, and I promise y'all that Friday I had a vlogging camera, a new phone, ring lights, vanity sets. Baby, he was not playing. And the biggest thing of all, I complained about the lighting in our old apartment because we didn't have like a lot of natural light. The man moved us into a high rise. Like, I really cannot make this up. I say all that to say, this man knew how unhappy I was, so he changed my circumstances. And he also knew my potential, so he invested into my passion. And now I get to wake up every day and talk to a phone and make money. That man wanted to alleviate all my issues so I can just focus on me and what I want out of life. And that's a beautiful black king right there. It's been 4 years now. We've gone to couples therapy. We're constantly working on the quality of our relationship, and we just are obsessed with each other. And I just love my man. Do not lose hope, baby. Your person is out here somewhere, and he gonna come get you. He gonna come get you, Bookie.
opened my eyes. It's also why I tell my clients all the time, do not settle for less. There's this one time that I remember so vividly because he healed a part of my inner child, and we were just having a little bit of an argument or disagreement, and I was feeling upset. During this time, in the beginning of the relationship, I would get emotional easily. I was a bit more sensitive to rejection, and I wasn't used to speaking and being vulnerable to people, and it took me a little bit of warming up to do. Notice whenever I would feel upset and start to cry when I'm talking about something, I would let him know, okay, I need some time to process right now. Like, I feel like I'm getting emotional and I don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm just going to take some time to regulate. He respected it. He always gave me my space. And, I realized that I've done this quite a couple of times before he said this one thing to me that changed the way that I perceived regulating my emotions. I was just so used to processing my emotions alone and not wanting to share them and be vulnerable because I thought they were weak or a burden. I just felt like I needed to deal with it on my own. So this one time where he noticed that I was getting emotional and I started to tear up, and I was about to tell him, I was like, I need to process this on my own, it's just feeling very emotional right now. And he looked at me and he said, Jeanette, you don't have to. He was like, you don't have to do this alone. You don't have to step away whenever you're feeling upset. You can tell me how you're feeling. We can talk about it together. I want to be there for you whenever you're feeling upset. I know, for some of y'all, it's the bare minimum, right? But as someone who used to be in multiple toxic relationships, I've never felt so seen and heard, and I've never had my emotions be so validated before. I felt so safe to just cry in front of him. Know that it's not going to push him away, that he's not going to say, oh, you're just being so emotional and needy right now. Instead, he invited me to express my emotions, and in that moment, I knew that it was safe for me to fully let go and be vulnerable. Sometimes, he just holds me. He doesn't have to say anything. He just lets me know that it's okay for me to express these quote-unquote negative emotions. It's not going to push him away. It's not going to make him think of me any different. It's not going to make him think that I'm weak or a burden. In that moment, it really solidified what love meant. It's not about showing someone your perfect side or projecting this image that you want them to see. It's them loving all parts of you and accepting that, yes, you have these negative times or these quote-unquote flaws or things that you do that you might want to hide, but they accept it and they invite it, and of course, if it's harming you and they want what's best for you, they hold you accountable to help you grow. In that moment, a part of my inner child healed and finally feel safe to not hide my emotions or hide a part of myself whenever I was not feeling the best. That's what people say, when you're alone and you're doing that inner healing work, it's amazing, it's great, but when you're able to heal and practice that with someone else, it's like healing on a different level.
Me and my fiance are in a healthy relationship. I was a newly divorced single woman with 4 kids living at home with my mom. We matched on Tinder in November of 2022. He met my kids in February. He bought us all a house in May. He proposed in June, and now we're getting married in June 2024. He has always been consistent. He has always maintained if he's going to do something, he's going to do it. He has never switched up on me. It's such a very healthy communication, and coming from a toxic situation, my previous marriage, he is so patient. He understands my mental health. He helps me. He treats me and my kids like the priority that we are. He treats me like a princess. I can literally go on and on about this man. I love him so much, and it's the healthiest thing I've ever had. And when you know, you know.
That's a video, guys. So I'm just here also to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. Women in healthy relationships sharing their own experiences. So one woman shared that after years of being in a toxic relationship with a man, she finally met a man who made her feel safe, not just physically but emotionally. For the first time in my life, I wasn't walking on eggshells. I couldn't express myself without fearing an argument or being ignored. This sense of emotional safety allowed her to truly be herself, deepening their connection. The foundation of their relationship wasn't just love, it was trust, respect, and open communication. Another woman reflected on how her relationship transformed once she learned to set boundaries. In the past, she felt obligated to over retext herself to prove her love, only to be left exhausted and resentful. But with the right partner, she didn't have to fight to be seen or heard. He actually listened, and I didn't have to beg for effort. She said, I realized that love is not about proving you're worthy, it's about being valued for who you are. Her story is a reminder that health relationships don't drain you, they nourish you and make you grow very much. So, what's interesting is that many women who are coming out in health relationship or happy relationship say the same thing. Their partners respect them individuality. One woman happily married for 5 years explained, he doesn't just love me, he supports me. He encourages my dreams, celebrates my wins, and stands by me in tough times. It's not just about romance, it's about partnership. When two people support each other, growth is not about competing or controlling. Love naturally flourish. Even in the healthiest relationship, challenges exist, but what makes this relationship work is a willingness to communicate and work through problems together. One woman recorded a tough time when she and her husband faced financial difficulties. Instead of tearing each other down, they became a team. We sat down, made a plan, and stuck together. I knew then that this was real love, not just the good times, but the way we handled the bad times. Listening to these stories, one thing becomes clear: healthy love is not about perfection, it's about feeling emotional self, being respected, and having a partner who brings peace, not chaos. Women who have found this kind of love often say they stopped chasing and started choosing themselves first, choosing to walk away from what didn't serve them, and choosing partners who genuinely added to their lives. So, what's the key takeaway here? Healthy relationship exists, but they start with you. The love you accept is often a reflection of the love you have to have for yourself. If you're settling for less, ask yourself why. And if you're in a relationship that feels like home, cherish it, nurture it, and continue to grow together. Real love is not just about butterflies, it's about feeling self valued and truly seen. So, again, in this video, another woman shared on how she was complaining to her husband that she doesn't want to work the 9 to 5 job or 9 to 4, 9 to 7 jobs or 24 to 7 jobs. She doesn't want to work like this. So she complained. She said she wanted something which is a little bit fair and all that. So the husband listened. One day, she they sat down and they were asking each other about their dreams, like what she really wants. And she was told to chase her passion, what she wanted. And she said she chose content creation. She had to choose content creation. This is what she wanted. And the husband was able to buy everything. This thing also happened to me. My husband had to task me, like, what job do I want to do myself? Okay, if I want to work, it's okay. If I want to do my content creation, it's okay. So I had to go for it because this is what I like. I like talking and I like making videos. So this is how I started my TikTok, and I also opened my YouTube channel to do the commentary on videos about relationship and all that. So it's about support system. You just have to find a man who can just support you without jealous, someone who just cheer you up, go on, you're doing fine, someone who just make you work so hard, like, okay, this person is really there for me. It feels so good. So I'm going to go back to, when you're choosing a partner, you have to be very, very choosy, okay? And you have to know the type of a man you want. And it's not wrong to jot down the type of a man you want so that you can be taken when you're dating or when you're talking to people going for dates, so that you see, okay, this type of a man I'm talking, this is a yes, this is a no. No, if it takes 70% or 80%, you're good to go, because no one is perfect. Even yourself, you're not even perfect. Okay, but choosing the right one. Don't just go for a wrong one. We've seen people who have been in abusive marriages, abusive relationships. People still stay, and you wonder, why are you staying in this relationship? This man does not treat you well. You're not supposed to be treated like that. And people still stay. And when they realize that being mentally not okay, and this is when they tend to want to come out from this relationship. I remember I saw a video on TikTok where a woman was sharing that one time her husband had to take her to a different country and leave her alone there. Okay. She knew literally no one. And she's supposed to do everything. And in this country, they only speak the language. And how are you going to manage? And this person is someone who just dumps you and just leave you like that. Okay, so you have to choose the right partner. And on top of that, this woman also had kids. And how are you going to take care of your kids? You have a dog and you don't know they have this cancer function, you don't know how sugar looks like. It was really tough. Okay, it's really tough. So you have to choose a partner who's going to be there for you, a partner who's going to have a back on you. It's really important, especially when you're getting engaged. Please observe the engagement process. Is very important before you even get married. This is when you see the real person. And when you get married, you don't know your partner. You only know when you start to live with them, because they will start showing you who they truly are and what like what behaviors do they have. Okay, so, ladies, be observant. I don't want you guys to fall in a trap, and don't get pregnant if you're not married. Don't get pregnant if you don't want. Okay, it's okay to be child free. If you feel like having a child free, be child free. Okay, it's not a mandatory that you need to have a child. Do what works for you, do what you love. Okay, and if a man is being controlling too much, it's a red flag already. Someone shouldn't be controlling you too much. I remember there's a story which I just came across. Someone was telling me that, okay, um, this woman was dating this man, and this man, over suddenly, because this man used to do everything for her, now he started to be controlling her. Like, she can't even move out from the house, she can't go nowhere. All right. So don't find yourself in such situations. They're not good. So take care of yourself. I love you guys. Bye.